Hi, I'm Dahlia Fabregat.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Nelson.
And I'm Rachel Eloy.
And we are the Mcnair ambassadors for the 2023-2024 school year. And we're going to give you more information about the Mcnair Scholars Program.
So the Mcnair program's mission is to support first-generation, low-income college students and students from historically underrepresented groups in acquiring the skills and knowledge they need to successfully complete a doctoral or other research-based degree. Our namesake is Dr. Ronald E. Mcnair. He was an American astronaut and physicist, born in the 1950s. He grew up poor and had a lot of experience with discrimination and racism throughout his life, but he persevered and went on to be valedictorian of his high school class and later attain a bachelor's degree and finally a PhD in physics in 1976. But besides that, he had his hobbies, including being a black belt in karate, playing saxophone, and being a servant leader. He was selected by NASA for the Space Shuttle program in 1978 and was aboard the ill-fated Challenger in 1986. He made history as the second African American to travel to space, and this program is dedicated to continuing his legacy and supporting the next generation of PhD leaders from similar backgrounds. The Mcnair program is part of the federal TRIO programs, which are organized by the U.S. Department of Education. So our program is funded by a 5-year grant award, so it renews. We have to renew it every 5 years. And the overall program, the TRIO programs, were created to serve low-income students, first-generation students, and other target groups to help them through the academic pipeline in their journey. So today, there are 8 different programs under the TRIO umbrella, ranging from middle and high school to college students, returning adult learners, and veterans. More specifically about the program, the first grants were given in 1989 and they were made to 14 institutions. Currently, there are 189 programs across the country, including 3 in Florida. And so UF Mcnair has been around since 1995 and has recently been renewed for an additional 5 years and supports approximately 25 students per year.
Mcnair has a lot of program benefits. One of them is a faculty-mentored research experience. So if you're not already in a research lab, Mcnair helps you get set up with a research advisor on the campus. And this kind of feeds into the summer research stipend. So you're expected to complete 30 hours of research per week for the summer, one of your Mcnair summers. So you get paired with a mentor and you're able to do your research through that. Mcnair also gives you academic coaching. If you need any additional help, such as tutoring, that's also an option provided by Mcnair. And one of the big things is that Mcnair really helps you when applying to graduate school. So you have the graduate school application guidance. We have lots of workshops, sometimes weekly or bi-weekly, depending on what season it is and how close it is to application season. We have graduate school preparation GRE resources. We have textbooks, free Magoosh and other platform GRE programs. So you could get prepared for whatever exams that you need to take when applying to graduate school. We get assistance applying for funding. So being a Mcnair scholar gives you the designation of having a lot of fee waivers when applying to graduate programs. But in addition to that, Mcnair also teaches you or gives you the opportunity to learn what different fellowships you could apply for to assist with funding as well. And Mcnair has a peer support model, so a cohort model. We're all friends here, and we really rely on each other throughout application season for emotional support and also just to have an extra eye on your papers if you want someone to look at it for your statements. We have PhD student mentors that attend University of Florida's graduate school that host sessions for us and also are a resource if we have any questions about their experience applying to graduate school. And Yeah, we also have travel opportunities. So as a Mcnair scholar, you get funds to cover research conferences and to cover grad school visits. And which is a great thing about being in Mcnair. The process is super easy to apply for the funds. So it just gives you an opportunity to really get immersed in the research community that you want to be involved in, as well as check out any schools that you might be interested in. So Mcnair has a program structure that follows the semesters. So for the summer, it is the most involved semester that you'll have with Mcnair, especially if it's your first summer in Mcnair. You have the new scholar orientation where you get to meet the rest of the cohort and introduce yourselves to everyone on the Mcnair team as well. And then what will be taking the large part of your summer is either the Mcnair research internship or an external summer experience. So you're expected to be doing a lot of research during the summer for Mcnair, and you have the opportunity, if you're a continuing scholar, so if you enter Mcnair in your junior year, then the summer before your senior year, you could do an externship, but the expectation is that everyone completes one of their Mcnair summers here and does the research internship here. You also have the Mcnair Research Methods and Writing course, which is a 3-credit course, which basically helps you with everything from lit reviews to how to write just professionally in general. And this is specifically a class just for Mcnair students and taught by someone that's really familiar with the Mcnair program. And then we have graduate school seminars and GRE prep. We have seminars weekly with just preparing you for graduate school and the different things that you have to know before you start the application process. You have coaching meetings with Dr. V, which is our assistant director of Mcnair, the SEAP Mcnair Research Conference, which happens in Atlanta. They pay for us all to drive or fly to Atlanta and attend this conference with other trio scholars as well, where you have the opportunity to present your research and learn from your peers. You also, if you want, you could do some graduate school visits. Also during the SEAP Research Conference, there's the opportunity to visit Emory and Georgia State. And then we also have social and cultural activities during the summer, whether that means just going out to eat, have a fancy dinner, or during while we're at SEAP visiting like one of the many Atlanta tourist attractions. And then at the end of the summer, there's the Mcnair Summer Research Symposium. So this is your chance to showcase everything that you've been doing for that entire summer. You can invite your families and friends, it's just a great opportunity to learn more about everyone's research and gain experience presenting in front of a big group of people. So summer is definitely the heaviest commitment. Fall and spring, you're definitely doing less, but there obviously are a lot of opportunities to get engaged with Mcnair and learn a lot as you're going through that application process. So in fall, you're expected to continue, in fall and spring, you're expected to continue your research with your faculty mentor that Mcnair set you up with, or faculty member that you had you knew prior. And you're also expected to continue the monthly coaching meetings with Dr. V. These coaching meetings are really just an opportunity for her to hear what you're working on and to give you advice, suggestions, tell you about opportunities, but they're great. You also have the graduate school application support, which happens in the fall, whether that involves like having anyone on the team look at your application, or whether it means attending like any of the monthly seminars that we have. Conferences and grad school visits is both semesters, but your graduate application retreat is something that happened this year in September, and we had the opportunity to have advisors or people that are on the review committee for applications come in from Johns Hopkins and Florida State University, and they helped us with different fellowship applications and with our grad school applications. They had a look at, you have a session or a 30-minute session which with them where they just look over all your materials and tell you what they think from their perspective as an admissions committee member. We also have the open house where we help recruit new scholars as well as present any research that we might have had updates on in the fall. And the biggest thing is just applying to graduate programs and fellowships, which is the main bulk of what the fall semester consists for Mcnair. The difference is for spring is that there's a shift to applying for summer research and other external opportunities. If you're not planning on attending graduate school or just as a backup plan, for that upcoming year, then spring would be the time that you do that. We also present all of us present at the Spring Undergraduate Research Symposium, a poster presentation. It's just a great opportunity to, again, showcase your research. There's never too much practice when it comes to presenting your research. We have our exit interviews so Mcnair can get any feedback and learn what we liked or disliked about the previous year. And then, applicant selection welcome. So you also get to meet the new cohort of Mcnair's scholars.
Okay, now I'm going to address how you go about applying to the Mcnair Scholars Program. So, getting into eligibility for the program, you must be a UF student who is also a US citizen or permanent resident. And then, particularly of other requirements, you must be first generation who is also low income, and that is defined by the UF federal government, how they define low income. So, I would check on their website to see if you meet that criteria or not. And even though on the slide it does say about being of an underrepresented background, for this cycle, the main criteria is the first generation and low income. So in previous years there has been, you can just be an underrepresented student, but for this cycle, those main two, first gen and low income, are the ones that should be met. And so, even though this might sound like very strict on who we can accept, this is set by the Department of Education, not by like UF itself. So that is kind of how the eligibility works. And so we will need documentation of this criteria that you're supposed to meet. And so those who don't meet it, unfortunately, cannot be accepted as participants. And as a reminder, this program is for those whose ultimate goal is for graduate school. So not like a professional degree, like an MD or JD, but master's to PhD pipeline kind of thing. So how the application works, you're going to fill out an online form, and you're filling your information out there. As part of that form, you're going to want to have your personal statement. So why are you interested in Mcnair? What are your career goals? Really emphasizing that PhD aspect there. You're going to have a resume or a CV if you do have one made at the moment, and then 2 recommendation letters. One specifically from a faculty mentor, the other can be faculty, your boss, other staff at UF, and then you're going to have to end up submitting an income verification form and proof of citizenship. Looking at the timeline, so applications close on the 4th, and then we do interview the applicants. So, everyone has the same opportunity to be reviewed and spoken to. Around early March is when decisions are released, and then there will be an orientation for the scholars in late March. And so you will have time between getting accepted if you do actually want to commit to the program or not. So we have our orientation. That acceptance date is the 22nd, so definitely make sure to confirm by then. And then we have an induction at the spring banquet, and so that is when we induct the new members, but also kind of give a good goodbye and farewell to the seniors who are graduating. And then in late May, typically I think around Memorial Day weekend, is when we start the summer internship. So definitely if you have summer plans or whatever, around May 28th is when you want to make sure you're back in Gainesville to start that summer portion of Mcnair. Definitely big reminder that Mcnair is not a scholarship. So even though you will be receiving a stipend as part of your participation in the program, the ultimate goal of Mcnair is not to give you money, but to make sure that you're supported and doing the training that you're going to undergo to receive your doctoral education. So that's the ultimate goal and focus of the program. It's not just a monetary incentive. So again, the goal of Mcnair is for participants to earn their PhD within 10 years of completing your bachelor's. So everyone's timelines may look different. Some may go straight into the PhD program, some may take a break to work or deal with family, whatever may have you, but that is the national goal of Mcnair. So really, if that is a goal that you have, then definitely apply. But if you are kind of on the fence of, I don't know if I want to do graduate school or a different kind of degree, then take that into consideration before you apply as well. So far, since UF Mcnair has been around, we have had 86 doctoral scholars. This is just as of 2023. So this doesn't include people who are currently in their doctoral program, but just 86 scholars who have graduated and earned that degree and certificate. So that's honestly a pretty big amount since Mcnair has been here. So could you be among the next group of PhD trainees? Definitely take what we've said about the program into consideration and apply. Our current cohort has a variety of majors and backgrounds. You see psychology, linguistics, computer science, a range of things. You don't have to be a certain major from a certain field to apply. We take everyone from all over, and really you can get a PhD and pretty much everything. So don't shy away because you think that you don't have a certain major or background that you're coming from. These are our graduate mentors. If you have any questions about their background, like science education, behavior and cognitive neuroscience, or we do have a MD PhD student, then definitely feel free to reach out to them. Their information is on our website. And then lastly, you can contact us if you have any questions. Dr. B, Dr. Barnes, the director, is on there. Dr. Villegas, the assistant director, and then Barbara, the grad assistant. Information is there, so feel free to reach out if you have any questions.